Absolutely disgraceful. Hey gang, I just ordered a bunch of horror movies, 4K, Blu-ray, and there's even a DVD. Just one though, I promise. Off of Amazon. I had a bunch of rewards points. Vinegar Syndrome, which is one of my favorite boutique labels, was just having their halfway to Black Friday sale. And I thought I should just take a peek and see if anything looks interesting. I'm not super up on all their latest releases. Found a couple, was able to find them on Amazon. I thought I'll buy a bunch. So I have, I think, 8 to show you real quick. So let's go over and do that. Alright, so start off with a classic that I just realized I didn't have. I had Return of the Living Dead Part 2, but I did not have Return of the Living Dead. This is not a boutique label. Blu-ray, I just needed it to add to the collection. I was missing it. I'm sure everyone's familiar with this. Pretty classic 80s. Dan O'Bannon, I believe. Tarman Zombie. Linnea Quigley. Very iconic 80s zombie movie. Next up is The Sect. This is, I believe, Severin 4K. And this is a familiar name, Michelle Soavi. I don't know if I'm saying that right. And you see another familiar name here, Dario Argento. I had thought I had seen all of... so Michelle Soavi did Stage Fright, The Church, and most famously, I think, Cemetery Man, which I like all of those movies. And I think I got confused. Like, I didn't know this was by him, or I got The Sect confused with The Church, and this just kind of wasn't on my radar. But I did check this out. I watched it yesterday, and it's... I don't want to say it's bad. It's not a bad movie. As a lot of Italian horror from this era, I think this was early 90s. A lot of beautiful cinematography, lighting, great sound, score, use of music and sound effects. Very dreamlike and surreal, kind of like you're used to getting from this director. But the story, the plot leaves a bit to be expected, I'll say that. About a cult, and a woman gets caught up in some sort of dealings with a cult, and it's not really clear. The female lead is, I think, Kelly Curtis, who's Jamie Lee Curtis's sister. I didn't realize at the time. I kept saying, gosh, she looks like a young Jamie Lee Curtis, and then I later realized, oh, it's because it's her sister. I wouldn't give a high score to this, but I'm no critic. I will say, if you're into seeing a bird, this guy here, get romantic with a female, there's a scene on here for you. Alright, this is one of the Vinegar Syndrome movie releases that I think is fairly recent. I saw it on their site when kind of perusing, looking for ideas of what to get. Which story? Alessandro Capone? I'm not familiar. I watched the trailer for this and it looked like it might be interesting. I don't know anything about it. Hopefully it's a good one. Kind of a blind pick based off the trailer. I thought, hey, that might be all right. Never heard of that one. Same goes for this. Another recent Vinegar Syndrome release that I had never heard of. This one's called Corpse Mania. This is a Hong Kong film. I don't know too much about it. I want to say it's maybe 90s. I watched the trailer and police discover this house filled with rotting bodies, maggots crawling all over them, and find out that it's owned by a serial killer who was just released from prison. That's this guy here, I believe. And it's kind of a thriller or giallo type movie from what I understand. I don't know. I don't know a lot about Hong Kong cinema, especially from this era. Don't have a lot of exposure to it. I'm definitely interested in checking this out. I hope it was a good pick. Here's another recent Vinegar Syndrome release, The Tenant. This is a Roman Polanski film. I don't know when this came out. I believe it came out after Rosemary's Baby. Not totally sure. I really like Rosemary's Baby. I think the mood and atmosphere of that film is so great and just keeps you on the edge of your seat, even though it's an older film that normally I wouldn't be drawn to. So I was curious about this. I've never seen it. It's Roman Polanski. I'll leave a link to all these releases on Amazon in the description in case you're interested in checking any of these out. Or please comment if you know more about any of these. Here's another Severin release. This is just a Blu-ray. Wild Beasts, Italian film. This one I've seen. This is a good schlocky, campy movie. I will say it's something about like if I remember right, like LSD or something gets released into the zoo water and the animals freak out and escape and are running amok on the streets. So that in and of itself is kind of fun. I want to say there's a scene with a bunch of rats, and I do not condone animals getting hurt, especially in the name of filmmaking, but I believe the standards were a little different in this era in Italy, and some of them might. So if that's not your thing, it's not my thing either, but I can get past it. Just a little warning to you. But great twist at the end that really kind of seals the deal for this movie for me. Okay, people probably don't like being shown DVDs on these haul videos, but this is the Toolbox Murders. This is a remake of the 1970s, I think, film. I have that one as well. I've never watched it. This is based on a true, I think it was a serial killing duo. And from what I've heard, what they did was quite horrific. And that 70s original Toolbox Murders movie, while I do have it, I've shied away from watching it because I think you have to be in a certain mood. I feel like it might be a little intense for me. Maybe I'm being a baby, I don't know. Anyways, I'd never heard that they did, I believe this is like a late 90s, early 2000s remake. You see Toby Hooper's name up at the top here. I want to say on YouTube, someone reviewed this, and it sounded interesting. It sounded pretty tame, like it might be fun, kind of. I don't have to think too hard. I can just be entertained by that. Okay, and finally, this was one of my favorite recent horror films. I think this came out at the beginning of this year. The Substance, starring Demi Moore and Margaret Qualley, and Dennis Quaid. One of the best body horror movies I've ever seen. It's on 4K here. You'll see Amazon for some reason sent me an opened, damaged instead of new. I don't know how that happens, but it did. That's okay. This is directed by a French woman, Coralie Farguet. I don't know. I might be butchering that. I'm sorry if I am. Amazing movie. I can't say enough about this. Demi Moore is amazing and is still so beautiful to this day. Dennis Quaid is great in this, and so is Margaret Qualley, who I wasn't familiar with, but great cast, great premise, great cinematography, sound design, all of it. Everything is great about this movie. Anyways, that's it. Thanks so much for watching. Leave a comment if you'd like. I'm a baby channel, so any thumbs up, subscribe, any of that is so helpful. I'll throw a link to another video here. Click on that. That helps out too. Whatever you want to do. Thank you so much. I love you.